As 2024 is coming to a close, I thought it would be really fun to compare the trends of 2023 versus 2024. 2023 is when I really got invested into the plant hobby. So I just took what the internet said. I know I like to credit the whole internet. I always put my sources in the description if anyone's ever curious. But I really wanted to just compare and contrast. What did 2023 look like? What did 2024 look like? And then maybe I'll do a video on predictions for 2025. Whatever. We'll see. It could happen. I keep losing my train of thought. I put a little bow in my hair. You see it? I know you can't even really see it in this video, but I thought it was cute. So one of the main things that influences different plant trends is, of course, social media. People are, it's what happened to me. I got extremely influenced when I found people on social media who would post about their super cool plants. That's how I found most of the plants that I own in my collection, is by other people sharing them and talking about them. So social media, another factor that goes into what is trending is lifestyle, people's preferred lifestyle, as well as any potential shifts in culture. One shift that we have seen when comparing the two trends is much more focus on sustainability, a desire to do the hobby sustainably. One thing that we've seen is information coming out about peat moss and how that is produced and how it affects the environment. Take it out of the ground and, peat moss. Anyways, I'm losing my train of thought, so let's just jump right into trends of 2023. So, number one, plant trends of 2023 is variegated plants. I do think people are realizing that they can be a bit of a high maintenance plant, and the market is becoming a little oversaturated with them. There's just not as much of that appeal, that like exciting rare collector's plant that nobody else has. That's not quite there as much. They are still popular. The trend has died down a little bit, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Variegated plant trend, it's not at the top anymore. Examples of plants that are not quite as trendy is Monstera albo. You can see this in prices of them on Etsy or just at any plant shop. The prices have gone down quite a bit, like quite drastically for Monstera albo. So that is one good key indicator. And the other one is the pink princess. Just as the market got oversaturated with hundreds of pink princesses, it became a lot harder to get your hands on a really nicely variegated one. So just not as like at the forefront of people's minds anymore. The next plant trend of 2023 was minimal care plants. So think of like your snake plants, your pothos plants. A lot of people were still like coming into the hobby fresh off 2020. And so the highly recommended plants for beginners are typically these low maintenance care plants. Another trend of 2023 is your large statement plants. So a lot of fiddle leaf figs. Oh, the bird of paradise. I love a huge bird of paradise. I think they're coming back. I don't think they were as big this year as they were in 2023. But I think people just they're just classic. You just can't go wrong with a bird of paradise. People loved their dramatic focal plants. And now trends are kind of leaning towards like minimalism. You see a lot of plant people downsizing their collections, really curating everything to be quite specific to their preferences and what kind of plants they can actually maintain and help thrive in their environment. Which kind of leads me into the last plant trend of 2023 was the desire to have an urban jungle. So as many plants as you can, stuff your house full of plants. People wanted the vining plants, any trailing plants, climbing plants, big leaf, dark, deep green, as many plants as humanly possible in 2023. The challenge with this, obviously, is maintenance of all those plants. I even feel it in my grow tent. I have not been in here for like 4 days. And when I first came in here today, I had to do what I call emergency watering, which is where I just take a pitcher of water. I don't even put fertilizer in it. I just like fill this up with normal tap water and I go around and I just water everybody. Everybody gets a watering. I'm not concerned about fertilizer, nutrients, or anything. The people need water, and if they don't get it, they're gonna die. Like, you can literally see my philodendron splendid right there, just so sad and droopy. Like, he's so sad, and it's my fault. But I mean, I have a lot of plants, so sometimes I just don't feel like coming down here and taking care of all of them. So as much as I would love to have even more plants, and may have placed an order for 4 more plants recently for Black Friday, I really don't need that many more. And there's only so many that people, especially people who, like, you work full time, you have kids, it's just not realistic. It was realistic for 2020 because everyone was home all the time, but now I'm just sharing my stream of consciousness with you guys. Anyways, that's 2023. So to recap, the super trendy things at that time were variegated plants, minimal care plants, large statement plants, and the urban jungle aesthetic. So now let's talk about what the internet says were the plant trends of 2024. And let me know if you agree, if you disagree, if you're like, where the heck did you get this information? If I didn't post the links to my sources in the description box, then I'm probably ashamed of these sources and don't really trust them anymore after making the video. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. I'm feeling really scatterbrained right now. Okay, plant trends of 2024. If you'll forgive me, I have my notes, so I'm just going to be looking at these. But number 1, rare and exotic plants. For example, the black ZZ plant, rattlesnake calathea. I'd agree with this. I think people were, as it got more and more oversaturated, as the market got more and more saturated with popular plants of 2023, I do think people are looking for those more unique plants, more rare plants. Like, for example, I have a Syningia. Leucotricha. All I remember right now is that the first word is Syningia. But one of these, super just like small, petite, little fuzzy guy. So cute. Did I know he existed before this year? No. So I definitely agree. People are leaning towards more unique plants. I don't think I've seen a rattlesnake calathea though. Another important thing to note is that TikTok trends like quiet luxury also have influenced people's plant choices, a desire to be more minimalistic. Number 2 is miniature indoor gardens. I definitely saw an uptick in people who were trying their own like terrariums at home. And it could be something as simple as like the greenhouse, the little IKEA greenhouse thing that you can buy, and just put like leca down at the bottom or something to help keep it humid, and then add grow lights. Like, they're so cute. They're such cute little setups. So yes, definitely have seen those in 2024. Something else we've seen is I already kind of touched on this, but a big push towards sustainability, especially with the documentary Buy Now on Netflix coming out. I know it's been on my mind. How can I make this hobby more sustainable? Because I look around right now and I see a lot of plastic. Like, my plants are in plastic. I want to see the roots, so I'm putting them in plastic. And not that that's a bad thing, but I just think like becoming more mindful of that. And so with this, we have seen an uptick in biodegradable pots and people propagating plants at home rather than constantly buying plants, which I don't know how true that is exactly, but yeah, a lot of push towards sustainability in our soil choices, making your own soil mix. And I think we'll see more of that in 2025 for sure. Same thing with like trying to reduce waste, reusing moss pools, reusing your nursery pots, just being really mindful of your waste and finding ways to reduce that, which go us. We're plant people, so it makes sense that we would be focusing on the environment. Another planty trend is tech-enabled plant care, which I've definitely seen a lot of that. You see this in your automated watering systems, automated like moss pole watering systems. I've even seen, I got to be a part of a really cool test that this like group of college kids I think was doing, where it's this plant stand that lights up when your plant needs more water. So it does it based off of weight. So you weigh your plant you weigh your plant before watering it and then after watering it. So the scale like remembers how much it weighed when it was thirsty versus how much it weighed when it was full of water. And when it gets back to that thirsty weight, it lights up. So I got to go. It was honestly kind of creepy. I don't know. I thought that I was potentially getting bamboozled and was getting like lured into an apartment, and it ended up being okay, and they were really great people. But I told them, I was like, this is a little bit of a suspicious setup. Like, there was no sign outside. It was just a condo in this row of condos, and it was dark. So it took everything in me to knock. I really wanted to drive away, but I was like, no, it's fine. So if I end up missing, you know why. It's because like I put myself in these crazy positions. But anyways, it was really cool, and I think we're gonna see even more of that in 2025. This isn't supposed to be a 2025 predictions video, but it just makes sense that things like 2023 bleeds into 2024, which will bleed into 2025. You know, like it is what it is. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this video. Another thing on this note is people just making like plant care hacks, like just making plant care easier, because everyone realized that it actually takes a lot of time to take care of plants. And so anything we can do to minimize the amount of care required, that was definitely like highlighted in this year for sure. So that was the last trend of 2024. Okay, so just to recap, just in case you forgot everything that I said because I was just rambling my stream of consciousness again. The plant trends of 2024: rare and exotic plants, miniature indoor gardens, a sustainability focus, and tech-enabled plant care. Those are our 2024 trends. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? And then, yeah, just like let me know in the comments what you think about that. And then a comparison, like in a nutshell, 2023 versus 2024. In 2023, we saw bold and dramatic plants like variegated monstera. In 2024, we saw subtle textured plants like the black ZZ. In 2023, we saw a quantity focus, urban jungles. And 2024, we focus more on quality of plants and eco-conscious practices. Sustainability. In 2023, minimal care plants like snake plants were key. In 2024, beginner-friendly options remain, but with added features like tech tools. We can see in comparing the two different years, the shift has gone much from just a desire to collect as many plants as possible to quality of your plant collection. Are you able to maintain your plants? Are you genuinely happy? Do they bring you joy? That has been our focus. We're thinking about the environment. We're thinking about space and time. We were much more reasonable, less crazy this year, some might say. I don't know. But these shifts show how much the plant world reflects larger changes in how we live and what we value, whether it's sustainability or simplicity. I want to know, what plant trends of 2024 are you bringing with you to 2025? What are you leaving behind? What kind of plants do you think were the most popular of this year versus last year? Like, give me all your thoughts. I want a stream of consciousness in the comments, please. Okay, so I feel less bad about myself and my rambling brain. But yeah, just please let me know. I'm just checking my notes to make sure there's nothing else. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.